breakers are meant to be broken, but wow.
I know.
I mean, Oscar, woo.
Nope, there's not one guy on this planet who can do it. I think that's one of those records that will never be touched.
I don't think that's going to happen either, not for a whole year.
What Oscar did with the triple-double, and that would never happen ever again. Never in history.
Is Russell Westbrook truly back? That question has stirred debates, split fan bases, and ignited countless hot takes. Just 2 years ago, the man who once averaged a triple-double for an entire season was dismissed, labeled washed, inefficient, and past his prime. Critics claimed his best days were behind him. Fans who once celebrated his relentless energy barely glanced at his highlights. The former MVP who once lit up the league became little more than a meme. But now, something feels different. The highlight reels, they're buzzing again. And even the haters are starting to second-guess themselves. So today we're diving into it all, no holding back. Is Russell Westbrook really making a comeback with the Denver Nuggets? Or is this just one last burst before the curtain falls? We'll walk through his rise, his fall, and how teaming up with Nikola Jokic might be the game changer he needs. We've got stories, stats, legacy talk, you name it. This is the Russell Westbrook comeback story, and you're definitely going to want to stick around for this one. Westbrook didn't come into the league as a polished star. When the Thunder picked him 4th overall in 2008, he was a raw 19-year-old out of UCLA, 6 feet 3 inches, lean and overflowing with hustle. His rookie season was solid but not flashy, 6.3 points and 4.9 assists per game, but his non-stop motor turned heads. By 2010, he was breaking out, putting up 16.1 points and helping lead OKC to the Western Conference Finals. And just a year later, he took it to another level, averaging 23.6 points and joining forces with Kevin Durant to power the Thunder all the way to the NBA Finals. Westbrook's speed and intensity made him a nightmare matchup, blowing past Tony Parker, throwing down dunks over Udonis Haslem, and racking up all-star selections. When Kevin Durant left OKC in 2016, Russ took the spotlight and ran with it, literally. He averaged a historic triple-double, 31.6 points, 10.7 rebounds, 10.4 assists, and walked away with MVP honors. His legendary 50-point performance against Denver on April 9, 2017, capped off with a buzzer-beating 3, was the exclamation point on an unforgettable season.
Gives it back to Russ. Deep shot!
By 2019, Westbrook was in Houston, dropping 27.2 points a night next to James Harden. As many said at the time, talk about very good friends. Those two are very, very close. Westbrook was fearless and relentless, a whirlwind of energy and passion. He didn't just play the game, he attacked it, redefining what it meant to compete with heart. Even as injuries and age crept in, his legacy as one of the NBA's most explosive and tenacious players stayed untouched. From raw rookie to MVP, his journey was all about grit and unstoppable drive. But when did things start to fall apart? At first, the decline was barely noticeable. That once unstoppable first step slowed just a bit. The thunderous dunks? Not as often. In 2020 with the Wizards, he was still putting up big numbers. 20.8 points, 11.5 rebounds, 11.7 assists, and he willed Washington into the playoffs. But beneath the surface, there were cracks. His three-point shooting dipped to 31.6%, and he led the league with 4.8 turnovers per game. The whispers grew louder. He's chasing stats, not wins. Then came the 2021 move to the Lakers, a high-profile gamble that backfired fast. On paper, teaming up with LeBron James and Anthony Davis looked like a championship recipe. In reality, it was a messy clash of styles. Westbrook thrives when he's in control. LeBron needs the ball in his hands too. Pushed into a spot-up role, Russ struggled, shooting a career-low 29.4% from deep and averaging 3.8 turnovers per game. The fit just wasn't there, and the criticism reached a fever pitch. Headlines: brutal. Is Russ washed? No longer a winner. And social media, even harsher. Westbrook memes flooded timelines, hate-filled DMS, death threats. It went beyond criticism. It was personal. His confidence shook. His reputation around the league took a hit. The same guy who once averaged a triple-double for an entire season was now seen as untradeable. This wasn't just a slump. For a moment, it felt like the story was over.
I've kind of let it go in the past, just because it never really bothered me. But it really kind of hit me the other day. Honestly, I was, me and my wife was at teacher-parent conference for my son. And the teacher told me, she's like, Noah, he's so proud of his last name. He writes it everywhere. He writes it on everything. He tells everybody, he walks around and says, I'm Westbrook, that's his last name. And I kind of sat there in shock, and it hit me like, damn, like I can no longer allow people, for example, Westbrook to me is now shaming, like it's shaming my name, it's my legacy for my kids.
But sometimes what feels like the end is really just a plot twist. Westbrook's story wasn't finished. It was just shifting into a new chapter. Enter the Denver Nuggets, the reigning 2023 NBA champions. They didn't need MVP-era Russ. They just needed the best version of the Russ we have now. And guess what? He's delivering. On January 29th, 2025, against his old squad, the Thunder, he went off for 29 points, 8 assists, and only 2 turnovers. He looked like a blur out there, blowing by Chet Holmgren, finishing strong through contact, and running the floor like it was 2017 again. Then came February 20th versus Charlotte, 15 points, 7 assists, and a filthy no-look dime to Nikola Jokic that sent Ball Arena into chaos. The numbers back it up: 12.8 points, 6.3 assists, 5 rebounds, and a career-best 47.1% shooting, the highest since his OKC prime. And he's tightened up his game too, just 2.1 turnovers per night, the lowest of his career. So what's the difference? 2 words: Nikola Jokic. The 3-time MVP's next-level vision has opened up lanes for Russ that he hasn't seen since his Houston days with James Harden. And the impact shows. Since Russ entered the starting lineup, the Nuggets are 19-9. As of March 10th, they're 41-23 overall, holding steady at 3rd in the West. Post All-Star break, Russ has been on a tear, reminding everyone this isn't a farewell tour, it's a resurgence. In Denver, Westbrook isn't chasing ghosts of his past. He's building something new, one relentless, highlight-worthy play at a time. But can it last? At 36, Russell Westbrook is going head-to-head with Father Time. A hamstring tweak sidelined him briefly in November, but he's come storming back. Still, the real proving ground is the playoffs, where the game slows down, defenses tighten, and every possession matters. Can Russ keep up the efficiency when it counts most? Picture it, May basketball. Westbrook blowing by Ja Morant for a clutch layup, dropping a perfect dime to Jokic for a game-sealing slam. If Russ holds strong, Denver becomes a nightmare matchup. Jokic's genius, Jamal Murray's shot-making, Michael Porter Jr.'s range, and a locked-in Westbrook causing chaos on both ends. But this isn't just about box scores. It's about legacy. For years, critics called him a stat padder, ringless, past his prime. But this run, it's rewriting that narrative. A title with Denver would be the ultimate mic drop. The final word in a career that's always been about heart over hype. It's a chance to redefine who Westbrook is. Not just the triple-double king, but the warrior who evolved, battled through the noise, and won when it mattered most. So the real question isn't whether he can keep this up. It's whether he can seize this moment to rewrite his story, for good. Love him or question him, one thing's never changed. Russell Westbrook doesn't stop. That relentless drive has shaped his entire career. And now in Denver, he's got one last shot to turn that fire into forever. So, is this the resurgence that cements his legacy? Or one final, fearless act of defiance?